What's up, dudes? It's Gaz. Welcome to the Warframe video. So yeah, sorry about getting so salty in that video last night, guys. That was the first red box I've ever seen, and I basically rage quit after that. So yeah, you got that raw reaction. I'm actually going to be going over some of my thoughts on the recent hotfix that was in the other video yesterday. We had two videos yesterday. It was the hotfix 26 point whatever. The first one of 2020, and basically the big changes in there, actually it was 27.09, that's the number of it. The big changes in there were some changes to the armor values of the fighters, there was some changes to like battle avionics dropping. The big things were the weapon proc changes with the particle, the rush repair drone is removed from the market, and they also doubled the wreckage chance from end of mission rewards. We're going to go over that. I have had some time with the update, so I'm going to show you guys how the Singus works now after they've nerfed the particle effect. This is with the Riven. I have tried this with the Riven, and it sucks without a Riven, guys. They heavily nerfed arc guns time to kill. It's about twice the amount of time to kill one fighter now compared to before. But we're going to go over some of my thoughts, some discussion here. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about the Intrinsics farm, because the Intrinsics farm also get nerfed in this this hotfix as well. So we're going to start off with number one. We have three different points here I'm going to be going over. And number one is the arc gun feel after the particle nerf. So if you didn't know this before, and I wouldn't blame you about this, the slash damage type becomes particle damage in outer space railjack missions when you're flying around in your arc wing. So basically slash damage becomes particle, and then the status effect for particle, it's not damage over time like slash is. It's going to put a debuff on the enemy when you proc particle status effect. That's going to give you a exponential damage increase. So this increase used to be 30% before, and now it's 7.5, which is, that's a 75% nerf from 30% to 7.5. So I actually didn't realize before how much we were crutching on this particle effect that increases our damage exponentially. Because you knock him with one of the particle effects, you stack another one on top of there, it's increasing your damage more and more. After the nerf, if you don't have a Riven for your Singus, and like a slash build going, it feels much worse. And unfortunately, the armor reduction on these fighters did not make crit viable in the slightest. I tried out a crit build with my Empyrean Vandal yesterday with a multi-shot damage Riven, and it took about 120-ish bullets to kill one fighter. That's roughly like 10 seconds, I guess. I don't know the exact time frame of that one, but it felt basically exactly the same as before, if not a little bit worse. So, yeah, since this changed, the time to kill with meta arc guns has roughly doubled, and the sad part is that it didn't really accomplish anything. They feel exactly the same, if not worse. Crit's not viable, and honestly, Amisha slow is more necessary than ever, because it takes longer to kill these guys. They're moving all over the place. The fighters definitely are, like, MLG, like, doing triple flips if you don't have the Amisha slow going. So, honestly, guys, if they nerf Amisha, I'm never going to play a railjack mission ever again, because it's going to be way too annoying to hit these guys. Look at how, like, they're going really slow right now, but if you ever see the slow go down, they start spinning around, like, turning really sharp turns, all this stuff. So, honestly, my personal idea, I think would be really smart for this, is a fighter speed reduction. That's going to make it so it's not going to feel as big of a pain point needing Amisha for this stuff. And honestly, like, it might make guns feel better overall, because right now it's like Singus with Amisha slow or bust. You could use the Empyrean Vandal. Like I said, I tried the Empyrean Vandal with a crit build yesterday, and it didn't feel very good. I tried the Singus without a Riven, and that felt like trash too, especially when the healing bug is in effect. My Singus with a Riven can barely even out DPS the healing bug anymore after this nerf, so that's a heavy TTK nerf right there. And they did buff the incendiary damage type, but it's a damage over time, and we're trying to get these missions done quickly, and unfortunately the damage over time is just too slow for the speed we're trying to be killing these missions at, guys. So yeah, the armor reduction on these fighters didn't really accomplish much. It makes some of the railjack guns feel better, like the Carsonox and the Photor. They feel pretty nice. You can see the Carsonox right here. The Zekti Carsonox Mark III can actually tear through stuff relatively nicely. So honestly, the shift of the armor removal, or the armor reduction, and the nerfing of particle damage, it makes it feel like they're pushing us more towards the railjack guns, and the Arcwing guns are supposed to feel inferior, apparently. keep in mind, this is the second time that they're getting a nerf. First was a direct nerf with a base damage reduction, and now this is an indirect nerf through the particle effect, which is something we heavily relied on with current setups. That got heavily nerfed with 75%, so yeah, that's a big yikes, and the arc guns feel a lot worse. Definitely need a Riven. Also, apparently armor is bugged right now in this current hotfix. That's why I insta-died there to those railjack enemies. Point 2, Rush Repair Drone Removal. So, this one is actually, this is going to have some speculation in it, guys. So they actually removed the Rush Repair Drone from the market entirely. And the only place in the entire game you can get it now is here. A 0.25% drop chance at the end of Veil Proxima missions. 0.25. That's a lot lower than the previous Vidar reactor drop rate. You will literally never see a Rush Repair Drone drop at the end of a mission. I definitely won't. I can't get a Vidar reactor to drop. So my luck is definitely not looking good for that one. 0.25%. That is, as far as I'm concerned, that is getting removed from the game, like straight up. They don't exist anymore, and I'm really confused why they removed these, because they were making so much platinum off of those Rush Repair Drones. I spent like 500 platinum personally, and other people spent like 600 platinum plus, and they were making good plat off of it. Why'd they decide after 1 month, after they gotten thousands and thousands of plat off of it, like, oh, it didn't look right now. We've gotten a 1 month worth of plat out of you chumps. Now we're just gonna remove them and try to look good. No, that's not how that works. It's here's my theory. Here's my theory, guys. Okay, my current theory on why they removed the Rush Repair Drones is that there was people were realizing this. You start railjack, like you're a new railjack player. You're on Earth. You're like, okay, these Mark 1 guns look like trash. I've heard they were trash from Gas CTV's YouTube channel, whoever's YouTube channel, wiki, whatever. They're like, okay, this Mark 1 stuff, the Mark 2 stuff sucks. I'm just gonna catch a ride in the public matchmaking setting all the way to the Veil Proxima. And I don't need I know I can get 50 plat per piece, and I'll spend like 250 plat for a full Mark 3 ship once those parts drop for me. The engine, the reactor, the shield array, and then the 2 guns. That's 250 plat. Yeah. Okay. So they're thinking I'm just gonna like not farm any resources, get all this stuff done for 250 plat. And this is totally a theory. I think DE realized that people were doing that, because I know I did that. I know a lot of other people did that as well. They didn't even like bother with any of the Mark 2 stuff, any of the Mark 1 stuff, because that's just a waste of time and resources. And they got to the Veil Proxima without their own ship, actually. And then once they got to the Veil Proxima, not leached, they actually helped, of course, but did the missions in the Veil Proxima, got those parts to drop, upgraded them all, and now they don't need to ever touch that other stuff again. I think that DE realized that, and they said, okay, well, we want to extend the playtime of these people that want to get to the Veil Proxima, to get the Shedu, to get the era cutscene, to get access to the new war, probably. They want to extend the playtime on that stuff. That's my guess. So yeah, they removed that, but this caused a huge problem, guys. Them removing the Rush Repair Drone caused a huge problem, and it increased the grind for railjack. If you're going to be doing that same method I just talked about, where you're catching a ride all the way to the Veil Proxima, you need to farm a lot of resources. And honestly, if you're not spending plat on getting the Rush Repair Drones that don't exist anymore in the market, you're probably going to buy a resource booster to get those resources, because you literally cannot bypass getting those resources now. Unless you had like a bunch of Rush Repair Drones stockpiled before they removed them. So yeah, the grind has been increased, and you know what? The only reason we were buying the Rush Repair Drones in the first place is because the resource costs are extreme. We're talking like 12k, 15k titanium. I remember I looked at the Asterite one yesterday, and that was obscene. I don't have enough to build anything that involves Asterite right now, and I play the game relatively frequently. So yeah, I think they made a huge problem for themselves, and there should be an option. If you have more plat than time, or more time than plat, you should be able to choose if I'm going to either farm this out, or I'm going to spend some money to actually just not do this farm. That's always been an option that people have enjoyed in Warframe. It's a free-to-play, freemium game. You should have the option to buy this stuff. As it stands right now, you don't have the option to bypass the grind. You have to literally just grind out 8,000 asteroid, I don't know what the actual number is, a ton of resources that who knows when they're going to drop? Who knows? It's definitely not going to take you. The cubic diodes are not going to be your problem, that's for sure. You're going to get plenty of those. So I don't even know what they're doing there. They're probably going to make the rush repair drones like a Twitch drop or something like that. And they did cite in their patch notes that the reason they removed the rush repair drone was a security concern. And I've actually been reading some people's comments on that, and it does seem like it was something that could be exploitable through like memory manipulation and stuff like that to get infinite rush repair drones. So I definitely understand them removing them from rare containers, but removing them from the market it was an odd choice, a very odd choice, and it's just slowing everybody down pretty much, which doesn't seem like the right thing to do at this point, okay? And then we're going to go over the third and final point, which is the abort intrinsics farming removal. So DE did nerf our cheese strat, which was without easing the pain point of how insanely grindy this intrinsics farm is. So basically, you don't get intrinsics if you abort the mission anymore. So you can't just like do the Ivara, Flexa, knocking them all out with the hammer, and then abort. You have to actually complete the mission now. And there's actually probably some bugs going on right now where that might actually just not even work, period, if you're doing the mission. And intrinsics are not staying when they're supposed to. So they didn't really give us a secondary solution to this, guys. They removed our strategy and didn't give us an alternative or ease the pain point in any way. And people were only doing this because of how crappy farming intrinsics is in the first place. So I really did enjoy my personal idea that I had of a secondary objective giving you guaranteed 5 to 10 intrinsics for the entire team. So say I do the missile platform, I destroy the missile base, that's like 5 intrinsics there, guaranteed. Just a random example. That's gonna make people more excited to get to the Veil Proxima because all those missions have 2 guaranteed objectives on there, except for Guy and Point because Guy and Point's the best. And then that's also going to make it where you're going to be playing other missions than Guy and Point because you're like, I want to farm some intrinsics while I'm trying to get my Vidar reactor to drop at the same time. Let's go do R9 Cloud. That one's got 2 objectives, right? That's a guaranteed 10 intrinsics for your entire team. You feel like you're making some progress, even if you're just playing for like 30 minutes that day. You can do 1 Guy and Point mission, you can do 2 Guy and Point missions, or whatever they're called, R9 Cloud. That's you moving towards getting your rank 10 or your rank 8 even. Right now, it's like, okay, we'll just go play the mission normally. Who knows how many intrinsics you'll get at the end. I did a solo mission yesterday. I think I got like 2 intrinsics. So yeah, they definitely need to make a solution to this because people are feeling burnt, including myself. I'm like, okay, so I didn't do the Ivara cheese, but now I have to like just do the really grindy normal way. Like that doesn't feel right. So to be fair, since they're probably not gonna implement my idea that I consider a pretty good idea, I'm currently still trying to develop a good new Ivara strat for you guys. The current idea is to basically there's this special objective. I think it's the pulse generator. It will constantly send out Grineer boarding parties. So like the ram sleds, it always sends those out like infinitely. So currently, the strategy I'm working on is going to involve basically just getting infinitely boarded with Ivara and then killing the boarders with the stealth finishers. That's still going to give you stealth XP, but unfortunately that does not share stealth XP with your teammates. So yeah, that's why I think they should add the whole intrinsics on objective completion for the entire team, because the Ivara strats are very selfish, and it's not going to be, like, you have to complete the mission now, so it's just going to be hurting your teammates if you're beating Ivara and stealth finishing in the ship. Because people do currently do that, and just don't even help. They're just in the ship with Ivara, killing boarders, and everyone else is doing the work for them. So I really don't think that's a good idea, and they should definitely find a way that the entire team is benefiting, and it's not just one person getting all this XP. Okay, so that's my current strategy there. Let your team get constantly boarded on the railjack by the boarders and kill them with the Ivara. So we did think we actually found a strategy yesterday where you just do Flexa and let the mission fail, but unfortunately, okay, so here's the thing. It showed us that we got the intrinsics after the mission failed, but when we went back to the dojo, it didn't actually give us the intrinsics. It was just a visual bug saying we got the intrinsics we didn't actually get. So yeah, they got their work cut out for them. They definitely, the first hotfix of the year, I'm gonna call it a bad hotfix, guys. They reduced the enemy armor and made like some of the railjack guns more viable, but they also pissed a lot of people off because now like some people are like, I never want to farm these resources. I was always gonna buy the rush repair drone. Now I have to farm astrite like like no other. That sucks. I personally am in that boat as well. Also, what the hell, Levon reactor? Seriously? Also, the Singus and the Amisha feel more required than ever because of the way that they nerf things. And yeah, it's just a big yikes. So I want to get my thoughts out to you guys, show you how some things are feeling nowadays. And like I said, the Singus without a Riven, it still is going to kill, but it's like twice the kill or twice the time to kill as before. So yeah, I'd say that the current best way to nuke things down in these Veil Proxima missions, Void Hole and a Ordnance Launcher. So you use Void Hole to get all the fighters in a certain spot, and then once they're all like clumped up together, you shoot the Ordnance Launcher at them. I think I have like the Tycho Seeker equipped right now, and it one-shots all of them. So that's what I'm going to say to you guys. And you could also use Munitions Vortex, but I've not gotten the one to drop yet. It should be a very similar situation to using the Tycho Missile Launcher in the middle of the Void Hole. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Hopefully you found this helpful or interesting or entertaining. I'll talk to you tomorrow. So tomorrow's Saturday. Yeah, tomorrow is Saturday. Okay. And then Sunday there might be a Nightwave video. Because keep in mind, we also don't have any news on Nightwave Season 3. Maybe Nightwave Season 3 will be the last season of Nightwave. Who knows? Because they definitely are having a hard time keeping up with it, it feels like. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.